First tonight, the nation's power supply is under pressure. BPL officials say the grid is at its limit and residents could see more blackouts without immediate conservation. Plus, the political finger-pointing escalating tonight as residents continue to deal with ongoing power outages.
They've had responsibility for BPL for the past 5+ years. There's absolutely no way they can assign blame or responsibility to anyone else.
Then LJM Maritime Academy celebrating another milestone, their 2026 class graduation. Our news was there. And then in our news at 7:30, a caregiver in the capital is calling for support to protect elderly residents as the summer months continue to heat up. We have the details for these stories and so much more as Our News Live at 7 starts now. Welcome to Our News Live at 7. Thank you so much for joining us tonight. I'm Megan Shepard. After an island-wide blackout left thousands of Bahamians sweating in the dark just days ago, Bahamas Power and Light at an emergency press conference now admitting the country's electrical grid is stretched to its limit. And with the busy holiday weekend ahead, the utility is asking residents, businesses, and even government to help reduce the load. Our Chinasa Outen fills us in.
Well, yeah, we've seen an increase in demand and we're approaching our capacity.
It's the admission many Bahamians didn't want to hear, just days after an island-wide blackout in the capital that plunged homes and businesses into darkness for hours. At an emergency press conference, Bahamas Power and Light CEO Anthony Christie now says the country's power grid is under intense pressure.
We're in a period of high temperatures, high demand on our systems, so we're seeing some outages occur that are not common or not frequently seen by us during the summer period.
Christie adding, the blistering summer heat is driving electricity demand to levels the system is struggling to handle. And now the company is calling on customers to do their part before the grid is pushed even further.
Try and look over there with AC usage, etc., to help us manage this demand that we're seeing right now.
And the appeal isn't just aimed at residents.
We're also asking larger customers, government entities to assist us in managing their demands so that we can again control what we have and improve our service that we deliver to the customers.
And we have asked government agencies to revert to their generators during peak demand time to allow private or residential customers and small businesses the availability for energy for them.
And as thousands prepared to travel for the regattas and holiday celebrations across the country, concerns were raised about whether the already strained grid can keep up. Christie says that they're already one step ahead.
One regatta this weekend, in particular Cat Island, we've sent extra teams there, extra support and manpower on the technical side to help with any issues.
Now, as the power grid remains under pressure, BPL is urging residents to cut back on their energy use and, where possible, use an alternative source. Now, as the grid operates at capacity, they're saying that without public cooperation, a weekend without darkness cannot be guaranteed. Reporting for Our News, I'm Chinasa Outen.
Thanks so much, Janessa. Well, after days of frustration caused by repeated power outages, including an island-wide blackout that left thousands of homes and businesses without electricity, the political finger-pointing is escalating. The opposition Shadow Minister for Energy says the Davis administration can no longer blame its predecessors for the state of Bahamas Power and Light after being in office for more than half a decade. Our Delvado Emmanuel has the story.
They've had responsibility for BPL for the past 5+ years. There's absolutely no way they can assign blame or responsibility to anyone else.
Shadow Minister for Energy Dr. Andre Rollins says the recent blackouts have been what he calls the government's failure to deliver a stable and reliable power supply. For the past 2 days, thousands of residents and businesses across New Providence have been impacted by repeated power outages after a fire damaged equipment at BPL's Blue Hill Power Station. Rollins, who spoke to our News from his constituency of Long Island, made the comments after Prime Minister Philip Davis toured the facility Thursday evening, where he said his administration inherited an aging power system and asked Bahamians to remain patient as repairs continue.
So I think we have a government that is not truthful, that they are constantly engaging in spin and propaganda, all right, and public relations, but they're not prepared to be frank and honest with the Bahamian people to let us know just how bad things are at BPL.
The opposition MP also questioned the public absence of Energy Minister JoBeth Colby Davis during the crisis.
I am advised that she is enjoying a European Riviera vacation, and so she can't appreciate the pain, the misery, the frustration being experienced by the Bahamian people.
The Shadow Minister is calling for the progress he says the Davis administration promised before being re-elected.
We are clearly moving backward. This country is going in reverse. It was never this bad before, all right? And it is terrible that we have an administration that is not man and woman enough to stand up and admit they are failing.
Reporting for our News, I'm Delvado Emmanuel.
Thanks so much, Delvado. Well, the New Life Restoration Ministries Church was filled on Thursday evening as the community gathered to honor musical director Mateo Winder and lead guitarist Rashad Storr. Both men were celebrated not only for their talent with the Pond Band, but for their faith and leadership they shared in worship at their church. Their lives were tragically cut short in the Flamingo Air flight that went down on July 10th, a loss that shook the congregation and nation to its core. For Senior Pastor Fanchon Brannon, the grief was deeply personal. 2 of her spiritual sons gone in an instant.
I was devastated. I could not even explain how I felt in the moment. I was overseas, but once I got the news, I could not even function for hours. Just thinking about, my God, 2 of my sons gone one time in a plane crash. It was devastating.
Yet, even in the midst of grief, the church family turned to the very thing Mateo and Rashad loved most, worship. Their legacy of music and ministry became the why and how of the memorial, guiding the congregation to lift their voices in praise. Pastor Brannon says it was a way to move from mourning to celebration.
And so we shifted our mourning to a place of worship because God is still God in the midst of all of this. He is still God. Rashad and Teo served. They served in spirit and in truth. And we celebrate that. We celebrate their life.
Well, in news from the court, 3 accused drug smugglers are behind bars awaiting trial following the seizure of 2,380 pounds of marijuana. 55-year-old Dwight Newbold, 35-year-old Cordero McBride, and 46-year-old Kendall Thomas denied charges of drug possession with intent to supply, drug importation, and conspiracy to commit the offenses at their arraignment before a senior magistrate, Raquel Wims. The charges stem from the July 25th interception of a Bahamian-registered go-fast boat in international waters about 80 miles southwest of Great Inagua. The U.S. Coast Guard, working along with the Royal Bahamas Defense Force, boarded the vessel and seized 97 bales of marijuana with a wholesale street value of $5.9 million. The accused were denied bail and their trial is set for December. A former Royal Bahamas Defense Force Marine has been jailed for 4.5 years for illegal gun possession. 24-year-old Anthony Edwards was handed the sentence after pleading guilty to possession of unlicensed firearms and ammunition at his arraignment before Senior Magistrate Algernon Allen Jr. Police carried out a search of Edwards' home in Pride Estates and found 2 9mm pistols, 21 rounds of 9mm ammunition, 9 rounds of .40 ammunition, and 1 round of .556 ammunition on July 26. At the time of his arrest, Edwards was serving as a member of the Royal Bahamas Defense Force. While the LJM Maritime Academy is celebrating another milestone, their 2026 class graduation. The group launching a new wave of Bahamian talent into the maritime industry. From the bridge to the engine room, officials say these graduates represent the strength, skill, and spirit driving the Bahamas forward. The Academy's president reflecting on how far they've come.
LJM Maritime Academy is proud to prepare the skilled officers, engineers, and maritime professionals who will support our country's growing economy and represent the Bahamas with distinction around the world. The past year has been one of remarkable progress for the Academy. We have expanded our internationally recognized training programs, strengthened our industry partnerships, and continued investing in facilities and opportunities.
With diplomas in hand and futures on the horizon, the class of 2026 is ready to take the helm. Their journey through years of training and teamwork has shaped not just what they know, but who they've become. One of the graduates says it's now time to sail toward new beginnings.
We will carry the knowledge, skills, and values we have gained here with us wherever our careers take us, whether on the bridge, in the engine room, or throughout the wider maritime industry. Congratulations to the graduating class. May we continue to work hard, remain focused, and make our families, our academy, and the Bahamas proud.
Congratulations to all of the graduates. We've still got more to come, but for now, meteorologist Greg Thompson is standing by in the Weather Center. Greg, happy Friday. How's it looking?
Yeah, thanks, Megan, and a happy Friday evening, everybody. Another warm day around the islands, and of course, we are concerned about the power failures that we've been having. So the heat is on, temperatures in the 90s. We're settling into the upper 80s right now. 89 degrees outside our studios. We call it hot and hazy. Winds out of the east-southeast at 6 miles per hour. Feels like temperature a very toasty 97. It's what it feels like on the outside. Set temperatures right now around the islands. Freeport, Grand Bahama, 88 degrees here. Marsh Harbor, Abaco as well. And in Great Harbour, Keithbury Islands, Nicholstown, North Andros, 88 there. Also 87s, Alistown, Bimini, Governor's Harbor, Luthra here in the capital, 89. Central Bahamas, we pick up 88 in Kemp Space, South Andros, 86 in Black Point, Exuma, Coburn Townsend, Salvador, 85 over in Arthurstown, Kid Island, and a string of 87s in Georgetown, Great Exuma, Port Nelson, Rum Key, and in Deadman's Key, Long Island. Southeast Bahamas, 85, Duncantown, Ragged Island, 87 in Colonel Hill, Cricket Island, Delectable Bay, Acklands, and Abrahams Bay, Maguana, all 86s there. 87, Providencial, Tricks, and Caicos Islands, Matthewtown, Inagua, Deep South. Your temperature right now is at 88. Satellite radar composite, we still have that boundary hanging out across the northwest Bahamas. That fired up quite a bit of showers and thunderstorms, so you guys have got some relief from the heat. But you did have some severe weather warnings issued. Likely to see that happening tomorrow as this boundary is going to be slow to lift out. High pressure still in charge of the remainder of the islands with some dust. But there's an upper level system just south of Puerto Rico that could bring some showers to the southeast Bahamas by tomorrow. We'll talk about that later in our forecast. That's a quick check on conditions around the island. Stick with us. We'll take a second look at our weather when we come back.
Coming up in sports, Devin does it again. Because of course she did. I mean, she's the GOAT. She proves it again and again and again.
Yo, what's good, my loyal viewers? Ronaldo Dorset of 10YS here. First of all, thanks so much for watching, but be sure to hit that follow button. If you'd like to see more content like this, follow all of the R News social media pages, and of course, don't forget to turn on your notifications so you never miss out on the top stories from the team, well, from the teams you already trust.
Every week, one show drives the national conversation. On the Record, we challenge the issues, ask the tough questions, and dig deeper. We bring in the experts, the decision makers, and the voices that matter. Our discussions shape policy, influence change, and inform the public like no other.
Join us every Thursday at 8 p.m. and again on Sunday at 8 p.m.
The conversations that shape the Bahamas start here, on the Record.
The Royal Bahamas Police Cadets registration is opening once again, and we are looking for you. You 15 through 17 years old in grades 10 or 11, have a minimum GPA of 2.5, and possess at least 5 VJCs with C's in Math and English. Then apply today. As the oldest cadet program in the Commonwealth of the Bahamas, we are dedicated to ensuring that every single cadet enlisted is equipped with life skills that will take them through adulthood. If you are interested and with your parents' permission, log on to www.royalbahamaspolice.org/cadet. Print the application and submit it to the Police Training College on University Drive. For more information, contact the Police Training College at Enter to learn, leave to serve.
Every year, car theft in the Bahamas rises. Thieves are getting smarter and faster. Is your car a target? Compact vehicles are at risk. Don't become a victim. Simple steps.
Welcome to Our Sports at 7, presented by 10th Year Seniors. I'm Ronaldo Dorset. Let's do show. Devin Charlton is the greatest sprint hurdler I've ever seen. Now, you may say, well, Ronaldo, you haven't seen all the sprint hurdlers. And I would say get your own show. On this one, Devin's the GOAT. The 60-meter hurdles world record holder, and yes, we will say it every chance we get. Anyway, now she gets to add Commonwealth Games champion to her long list of accomplishments. Charlton raced to gold in the women's 100-meter hurdles, crossing the line in 12.33 seconds to give the Bahamas its biggest moment of the Games so far. 4 years ago, she left Birmingham with silver. This time, Charlton left no doubt. She stood tall against a stacked field that included defending champion Toby Amusan, who finished with the bronze. It's all about the U for today. But UM basketball extended some great hospitality to Team Bahamas, and now the country returned the favor. The Miami Hurricanes men's basketball team traded campus for paradise, spending a week in Nassau for a preseason retreat at the Grand Hyatt Resort at Baha Mar. Wasn't all a vacation, the Canes still had skill work and team bonding sessions, but also had a chance for a community beach cleanup at Coral Harbor. Bahamas senior men's national team GM LJ Rose Jr. is also the Canes GM and helped bring the program to the Bahamas as they prepare for the upcoming season. Last year, UM was one of the surprises of the college hoop season under Jai Lucas, and coincidentally, his brother John Lucas III coached the Bahamas senior men's team in several AmeriCup windows. And of course, we end July the way it started, top plays. That'll do it for sports. Your weekend's not right unless you get more sports, so we got you. Run it back on our news at 7:30.
When our news comes back from the break, we turn our spotlight to stories making headlines across the world, as Hamas says it will disarm if Israel halts strikes and withdraws from Gaza, but major challenges still exist. Plus, sargassum blanketing beaches and coastlines of the Caribbean and Gulf of Mexico, suffocating shorelines and snuffing out marine life. And a national survey revealing 9 out of every 10 Jamaicans support government regulation of minors' social media use. We have the details when our news returns.
Too many suffer in silence, but silence only protects the abuser. Your feelings are real. Your safety matters. It's time to break the silence. If someone is hurting you, speak up. We will listen. We will help. I am Police Constable 4286 Sinead Douglas of the Royal Bahamas Police Force. Let us build safer communities together.
Embrace technology and the digital transformation for better business results. For small business owners, it's essential to understand how technology can affect operational efficiencies. Modern communication relies on technology, and your customer service depends on communication. With proper tools like our fixed and mobile services, we help you stay connected. For solutions that work, ask the experts. Call Cable Bahamas Business Solutions.
Danielle here. Thanks for watching. Be sure to hit that subscribe button. And if you want to see more great content, be sure to hit that notification button and follow the team you already trust.
It only takes a second for things to go wrong. Are you prepared? Don't become a statistic. Follow these simple rules. Leave early, obey road signs, wear seatbelts, invest in hands-free devices, and don't drink and drive. I'm Inspector Gerard Cum of the Royal Bahamas Police Force, reminding you that road safety is no accident.
From 2017, one show has set the standard for current affairs in the Bahamas, and that's
This is Our News. Welcome back. We turn our attention now to stories making headlines across the world. Hamas said Friday that it will begin disarming as part of a deal announced by U.S. President Donald Trump that also requires Israel to end its strikes and withdraw from Gaza. It marks a potential breakthrough in ending the war, but implementation faces major challenges. Hamas also said that laying down its heavy weapons, which would come later in the process, was contingent on the creation of a Palestinian state, something Israel's current government adamantly rejects. Israel has not officially commented on the deal, which is part of a U.S. brokered ceasefire announced last October. Swaths of seaweed are blanketing the beaches and coastlines of the Caribbean and Gulf of Mexico, suffocating shorelines and snuffing out marine life while spooking visitors in areas that depend heavily on tourism. Some 27 million metric tons of self-sustaining sargassum have been recorded in the Atlantic, Caribbean, and Gulf of Mexico in July. The prickly seaweed covers miles of coastline, releasing a foul smell as it rots on shore. This year marks the first time that scientists have observed sargassum growing in large quantities in areas including the Caribbean and Gulf of Mexico, instead of being swept into the areas by ocean currents. The families of 4 teenagers who died by suicide over a 14-month period starting in July 2024 through September 2025 are suing Meta, TikTok, Snapchat, and YouTube over what they describe as years of escalating harms from using their platforms that eventually resulted in their deaths. The Social Media Victims Law Center is bringing the suit on behalf of the families, and its founding attorney said it's particularly salient that the children in this case died long after similar suits had been filed. The complaint alleges the social media companies knew they were causing harm to young users. And a national survey on social media use and the protection of children has found that 9 out of every 10 Jamaicans support government regulation of minors' social media use. An estimated 1,027 adults participated in the National Cross-Sectional Public Perception Survey. Only 2.9% expressed opposition to social media use being regulated by government, while 6.9% were neutral or unsure. 90.7% of respondents agreed that regulation is worth pursuing, even if difficult. Just under 90% agreed to parental consent being a requirement for minors below a certain age to open accounts. Another 83.6% of respondents believe that the rights of minors must be balanced with the need for protection online. When our news comes back from the break, we turn our spotlight to stories making headlines. On the other side of this break, all roads lead to Fox Hill as the community celebrates one of the country's longest-standing Emancipation Day celebrations. And then in our news at 7:30, a man accused of a double shooting that left a man dead is back behind bars after allegedly tampering with his tracking device. That's coming up when our news continues.
Embrace technology and the digital transformation for better business results. For small business owners, it's essential to understand how technology can affect operational efficiencies. Modern communication relies on technology, and your customer service depends on communication. With proper tools like our fixed and mobile services, we help you stay connected. For solutions that work, ask the experts. Call Cable Bahamas Business Solutions.
Danielle here. Thanks for watching. Be sure to hit that subscribe button. And if you want to see more great content, be sure to hit that notification button and follow the team you already trust.
It only takes a second for things to go wrong. Are you prepared? Don't become a statistic. Follow these simple rules. Leave early, obey road signs, wear seatbelts, invest in hands-free devices, and don't drink and drive. I'm Inspector Gerard Cum of the Royal Bahamas Police Force, reminding you that road safety is no accident.
From 2017, one show has set the standard for current affairs in the Bahamas, and that's On the Record, one of the longest running current affairs shows on RTV. We've been the place where newsmakers come to talk. We've sat down with leaders in government, industry leaders, cultural icons, and international experts. From breaking news to in-depth analysis, our conversation sets the tone for the nation. We've tackled the biggest issues on the planet, held leaders accountable, and given voice to the people. From politics to culture.
Organizers of the annual Fox Hill Day festivities are inviting the public to take part in one of the country's longest-standing Emancipation Day celebrations. Now, in its 38th year, the week-long festival honors Bahamian heritage, culture, and legacy of emancipation through a series of family-friendly events. Member of Parliament for Fox Hill, Fred Mitchell, says the celebration remains a staple for residents and visitors alike.
For the community in New Providence, this is really the only action in town, because most people have decamped and gone elsewhere. But those who remain in Nassau, if you want to have good, clean family fun, Fox Hill is the place to be. This has been so, you can go back to emancipation in 1834 to the present. Fox Hill Day, of course, the celebrations for that started around the 1880s. You can go read the Nassau Guardian of those years, and find that people came up here for Fox Hill Day. So it's a tradition which has been supported by the people of the country for years and years and years, and it continues this year. And we are saying that it is testament to the fortitude and legacy of people of African descent who were freed as slaves, who freed themselves, actually.
Mitchell adding the festival plays a major economic role for the community, giving local vendors an opportunity to earn income ahead of the new school year. He encouraged Bahamians to support the event.
At its basis, it's you're able to monetize culture by this festival. The people of this community depend on the economy in and around this festival to prepare for school opening in September. And it's a big investment made by them. And because it is actually the tradition which drives people to come here. It's authentic. It's not inauthentic. It's not something we made up for tourists. It actually is something that is authentic and happens every year. You can count on it like clockwork, and young, old, and in between will all be here from Monday to the 11th. So I encourage people to come.
Definitely something to check out. Well, to watch any of today's top stories, be sure to visit ournews.bs or join the conversation at Our News Bahamas on any of your favorite social media platforms. That's going to do it for Our News at 7. I'm Megan Shepherd, handing it over to our Jamila Mizik with the latest headlines. Jamila, happy Friday. We made it.
We made it, Megan. Happy Friday. Thank you so much. Well, more dark nights could be on the way. Here are your latest headlines.
First tonight on Our News at 7:30. Days after a nationwide blackout, BPL admits the grid is under strain. With the holiday weekend ahead, can the lights stay on? Our Chinasa Outen has the latest. And when the lights went out, some Bahamians still stay connected. How Alive Fiber's network design helps keep customers online during the power crisis. Also, as temperatures climb, hear how one care facility is working overtime to keep its most vulnerable residents safe, cool, and comfortable. And later, a tourism turnaround making waves in the region. Tonight, we take you inside a Barbados Tonight, we take you inside Barbados' strategy for attracting more long-stay visitors. That's coming up when Our News at 7:30 continues.
Every week, one show drives the national conversation. On the Record, we challenge the issues, ask the tough questions, and dig deeper. We bring in the experts, the decision makers, and the voices that matter. Our discussions shape policy, influence change, and inform the public like no other.
Join us every Thursday at 8 p.m. and again on Sunday at 8 p.m.
The conversations that shape the Bahamas start here, on the record.
The Royal Bahamas Police Cadets registration is opening once again, and we are looking for you. You 15 through 17 years old in grades 10 or 11, have a minimum GPA of 2.5, and possess at least 5 VJCs with C's in Math and English. Then apply today. As the oldest cadet program in the Commonwealth of the Bahamas, we are dedicated to ensuring that every single cadet enlisted is equipped with life skills that will take them through adulthood. If you are interested and with your parents' permission, log on to www.royalbahamaspolice.org/cadet. Print the application and submit it to the Police Training College on University Drive. For more information, contact the Police Training College at Enter to learn, leave to serve.
Sun, sea, good friends.
And bold new flavor has arrived in the Bahamas. Introducing the new Jalapeno Ranch Cheeseburger. Spicy jalapenos, cool ranch, fresh Wendy's beef, one perfect balance. This isn't a heat you run from, you enjoy it. Bring the heat. Keep the cool with Wendy's new Jalapeno Ranch Cheeseburger.
My name is Trevi Williams. I've been a Live Fiber customer since March 2024. The installation process
Welcome to our news and thanks for joining us. I'm Jamila Mizik in for Italia Hall Thomas. First tonight, after an island-wide blackout left thousands of Bahamians sweating in the dark just days ago, Bahamas Power and Light at an emergency press conference is now admitting the country's electrical grid is stretched to its limit. And with a busy holiday weekend ahead, the utility company is asking residents, businesses, and even the government to help reduce the load. Archanasa Outen has more.
Well, yeah, we've seen an increase in demand and we're approaching our capacity.
It's the admission many Bahamians didn't want to hear, just days after an island-wide blackout in the capital that plunged homes and businesses into darkness for hours. At an emergency press conference, Bahamas Power and Light CEO Anthony Christie now says the country's power grid is under intense pressure.
We're in a period of high temperatures, high demand on our systems, so we're seeing some outages occur that are not common or not frequently seen by us during the summer period.
Christie adding, the blistering summer heat is driving electricity demand to levels the system is struggling to handle. And now the company is calling on customers to do their part before the grid is pushed even further.
Try and look at with AC usage, etc., to help us manage this demand that we're seeing right now.
And the appeal isn't just aimed at residents.
We're also asking larger customers, government entities to assist us in managing their demands so that we can control what we have and improve our service that we deliver to the customers.
And we have asked government agencies to revert to their generators during peak demand time to allow private or residential customers and small businesses the availability for energy for them.
And as thousands prepared to travel for the regattas and holiday celebrations across the country, concerns were raised about whether the already strained grid can keep up. Christie says that they're already one step ahead.
One regatta this weekend, in particular Cat Island, we've sent extra teams there, extra support and manpower on the technical side to help with any issues.
Now, as the power grid remains under pressure, BPL is urging residents to cut back on their energy use and, where possible, use an alternative source. Now, as the grid operates at capacity, they're saying that without public cooperation, a weekend without darkness cannot be guaranteed. Reporting for Our News, I'm Chanasa Outen.
All right, thanks, Chanasa. It's now day 2 of the power crisis at Bahamas Power and Light, as hundreds of customers across New Providence remain without electricity. Shortly after noon, BPL provided an update through its WhatsApp channel, saying crews have made significant progress repairing the cable faults between the 11 kilovolt substation and the 15 MVA transformer at the Blue Hills Power Station. The utility company says the damaged section of cable has been removed, new cables have been installed, and crews are now completing the underground tie-ins and testing before the system can be safely re-energized. BPL estimated that testing would be complete and power restored to customers directly affected by these repairs by 2 p.m. today. During Thursday's tour of the Blue Hills Power Station, BPL Chief Operating Officer Anthony Christie explained what goes into a repair of this magnitude.
There's a lot of work involved. Teams excavating, they're running new conduit and new wire or cable in order to connect this transformer and restore it to the grid so that we can return these customers to service. Right now, we do have some of those customers offline. We're doing rotational supply to ensure we lessen the impact on these customers. And again, the team is working hard overnight and today to make sure that we get this restored as soon as we can.
Now, during that visit, BPL CEO Tony Seymour said customers should expect more power interruptions as crews continue to restore generation.
We do want to apologize to the residents of New Providence because we know that it's an inconvenience. We know that it is very, very hot, and we understand your frustration, and we are working as safely and as quickly as we possibly can to restore supply.
Well, in other news, a man accused of a double shooting that left a man dead is back behind bars after prosecutors allege that he tampered with his tracking device. 22-year-old Kaczynski Johnson is accused of attempting to block the GPS signals on his ankle monitoring bracelet with aluminum foil and failing to keep his curfew. Johnson denied 2 counts of violation of bail conditions when he appeared before Senior Magistrate Raquel Wims. He faces a potential maximum sentence of 5 years in prison if convicted. Johnson was on bail for the murder of Trevon Nairn and the attempted murder of Ruben Martin on December 24, 2023. And in more news from the courts, 4 foreign nationals have been convicted of overstaying in the Bahamas. The convictions were handed down in Magistrates Court Number 9 before Acting Chief Magistrate Ansela Evans and involved 2 Colombian nationals, 1 British national, and 1 Haitian national. Meanwhile, on July 29th, a Jamaican man and a Haitian woman were also convicted of overstaying before Senior Magistrate Raquel Wims in the Magistrates Court. The individuals were fined between $300 and $750 and sentenced to custodial terms ranging from 1 to 4 months at the Bahamas Department of Correctional Services. Upon payment of their fines or completion of their sentences, all will be turned over to the Department of Immigration for deportation. The Department of Immigration is reminding all visitors and permit holders that remaining in the Bahamas beyond the authorized period is an offense punishable by arrest, prosecution, and deportation. Members of the public are encouraged to report suspected immigration violations by calling the department's hotline at 604-0249 or 604-0171 or 2. Meanwhile, a babysitter is accused of child cruelty after 2 children in her care were hit with a stick. Tamia Roll allegedly exposed the children ages 3 and 9 to harm on July 24th. Roll denied those allegations at her arraignment before Senior Magistrate Algernon Allen Jr. Her bail was set at $6,000 and she is banned from contacting witnesses in the case. A trial is set for October 21st. It's a hot summer here in Nassau, and for seniors at the Good Samaritan Home for the Aged on Melbourne Road in Yellow Elder, staying cool is about much more than comfort. It's about protecting their health. Caregivers say they're working around the clock to protect residents and help them cope with the extreme heat. Our Evelyn Ferguson has the story.
As blazing summer heat sweeps across the Bahamas, many look for ways to stay cool. Extreme heat poses a very real immediate danger to our elderly residents who are most vulnerable. Today at the Good Samaritan Home for the Aged, we speak with caregivers on what they're doing during these summer months to ensure our elderly citizens remain cooler.
The Good Samaritan Home for the Aged has been caring for seniors for decades, but this summer's extreme heat, combined with frequent power outages, is creating new challenges. challenges. Caregiver at the home, Amanda Thompson, says they're making daily adjustments to help residents stay safe and comfortable.
And in the warmer months, we try to keep them as cool as possible. Like, instead of putting on shirts and stuff, we keep them in their undershirts and boxes to stay as cool as possible. And to eliminate the bed pads, because that tends to keep them hot as well.
And she says extreme heat can also affect their overall well-being.
Mostly the dementia set. They tend to like stumble with their words and like just be out of it. So you could tell sometimes they'll try to communicate with you, but they'll be a little off and on, and we'll have to try to, figure out what it is that they really want. It really bothers with their mental state.
With power outages becoming more common, she says a reliable backup power source would make a significant difference.
It would be nice if we could get a little assistance so we could get like a generator so we could keep the current flowing for the residents so that they'll stay much cooler and to avoid these heat strokes.
As the summer heat continues, the caregiver says every act of support, whether large or small, can help protect the seniors who depend on them every day.
We'll appreciate some chairs for the residents to sit on the porch, maybe solar panels, because like with all these shortages, I'm sure they'll come in handy. So if you're listening, please reach out.
Reporting for Our News, I'm Evelyn Ferguson.
All right, thanks, Evelyn. Well, we've still got more news to get to tonight, but first, Greg is standing by in the Weather Center with your first look at temperatures on this Friday evening. Greg?
Yeah, thanks, Jamila, and a happy TGIF, everybody. A warm evening on the outside. Once again, 89 degrees is our current temperature. We call that hot and hazy. It winds out of the east-southeast at 6 miles per hour. Feels like temperature. Very warm, 97 degrees. Satellite radar composite, moisture associated with the boundary that's still hanging out across the northwest Bahamas. Fired up quite a bit of shower activity across the Grand Bahama and the Abacos, prompting some severe weather warnings earlier today from the Department of Meteorology. That moisture will continue to hang around tonight through the early parts of tomorrow, but we expect it to lift and high pressure ridge will be building in. We do have an upper level low that's spinning just south of Puerto Rico. Could bring some shower activity across the southeast Bahamas by tomorrow. That's a quick check on conditions around the islands. Stick with us. We'll take a look at the tropics and your extended forecast when we come back.
Still to come in our news, the power went out, but for some, the connection never did. How a live fiber kept customers online during the outages. That's coming up when our news returns.
Trevor Williams. I've been a live fiber customer since March 2024. The installation process was seamless, effortless, and extremely fast. The gentlemen that came to the installation were very helpful, reliable, very knowledgeable, and the time allocated to do the installation was shorter than the time specified. Yeah, the previous provider I had, I noticed that the internet speed actually had intermittent on the services, so I was very grateful that the live fiber was available in my area. Once I was able to make the switch, my service and everything I needed was satisfied. My favorite feature would actually be being able to add any apps from the Play Store. It's just basically making any dumb TV a smart TV. I do a lot of back-end support, engineering support, helping clients working remotely when I'm from home. The internet is a very important aspect of my job and my life. My name is Trevor Williams, and the future is home with a live fiber.
Do you? Sun, sea, good friends.
And bold new flavor has arrived in the Bahamas. Introducing the new Jalapeno Ranch Cheeseburger. Spicy jalapenos, cool ranch, fresh Wendy's beef, one perfect balance. This isn't a heat you run from, you enjoy it. Bring the heat. Keep the cool with Wendy's new Jalapeno Ranch Cheeseburger.
Hey guys, Megan Shepherd here. Thank you so much for watching. Be sure to hit that follow button if you'd like to see more content like this. Follow all of the Our News social media pages so you never miss out on the top stories from the team you already trust.
Recent power outages across New Providence have left residents and businesses dealing with disruptions to everything from air conditioning and appliances to work and communication. But while the lights were out, some Alive Fiber customers noticed their internet service remained available as long as their equipment had backup power. Cable Bahamas Group CEO Franklin Butler says that reliability was intentionally built into the company's fiber network, which continues to expand across the islands. Butler told our News how the company learned from earlier power outages and storms when damaged modems and failed neighborhood nodes could leave entire communities without connectivity. He says with Alive Fiber, fiber runs directly into a customer's home, reducing the network's dependence on powered equipment outside.
These are brand new modems and technology we have. We have fiber now to your home, so there's no electronics outside. So a node used to go down and then you had a whole community go down. That is not the case today. And as long as you have a generator or one of our batteries and the power goes out, you have up to 8 hours. Sometimes people are telling us 10, 12 hours, but we say up to 8 hours is really what you have in this battery. And so we're delighted to make sure that our customers are able to have an incredible customer experience.
And the recent outages, Butler says, have allowed customers to see the benefit of the company's investment in fiber technology. He also acknowledged the public's frustration with Bahamas Power and Light, but suggested the power company may be experiencing some of the same challenges Cable Bahamas faced while upgrading its own infrastructure.
When I see these comments and I see what's happening with other utility companies, I would just simply remind the general populace that progress takes time. And the same way you had our frustrations, I'm hopeful that our colleagues, our associates, our friends at BPL are going through a very similar process, because there's always this friction when you're in a utility of upgrading networks and distribution plants, etc. We went through a very similar process. I'm just delighted to be on the other side now, where we're trying to make sure everybody, so if you're still on REV, I just want to say to our customers, we're coming to kindly invite you to move over to Alive Fiber. And it's really because we want to give you better. And the same thing applies to the other family islands where we have not rolled out as yet.
Coming up in sports, Devin Charlton's elite resume adds another title, and the trophy case in the Charlton home cannot have much space left. Then we look back at UM men's hoops bonding in the Bahamas, and of course, we end things with the 10YS Plays of the Week.
In what we do at Best Brew, it really doesn't end when the customer purchases our product. We offer specialty coffee, tea, spices, and brewing equipment. We do a lot of our orders via website. We actually have the mobile service and the phone service and the internet. So having Business in a Box really kind of brought everything together for us and helps us to be able to provide the customer services that we pride ourselves on.
Sun, sea, good friends.
And bold new flavor has arrived in the Bahamas. Introducing the new Jalapeno Ranch Cheeseburger. Spicy jalapenos, cool ranch, fresh Wendy's beef, one perfect balance. This isn't a heat you run from, you enjoy it. Bring the heat. Keep the cool with Wendy's new Jalapeno Ranch Cheeseburger.
Do you think you know domestic violence? Think again. It is not just physical, emotional, financial, or sexual abuse, and it doesn't discriminate. If you feel intimidated, harassed, or manipulated, you're not alone. The Bahamas Crisis Center and the Domestic Violence Task Force are here. I am Sergeant 3992 Tamika Neely. Let's break the silence on domestic violence. Let's create safer communities.
Welcome to Our Sports, presented by 10th Year Seniors. I'm Ronaldo Dorset. Let's do show. Devin Charlton is the greatest sprint hurdler I've ever seen. Now, you may say, well, Ronaldo, you haven't seen all the sprint hurdlers. And I would say get your own show. On this one, Devon's the GOAT. The 60-meter hurdles world record holder, and yes, we will say it every chance we get. Anyway, now she gets to add Commonwealth Games champion to her long list of accomplishments. Charlton raced to gold in the women's 100-meter hurdles, crossing the line in 12.33 seconds to give the Bahamas its biggest moment of the games so far. 4 years ago, she left Birmingham with silver. This time, Charlton left no doubt. She stood tall against a stacked field that included defending champion Toby Amusan, who finished with the bronze. It's just the latest chapter in a career that keeps getting better. Indoor has been conquered, world record holder, 3-time world indoor champion, and now it's time to take that success outdoors. And Commonwealth Games gold medalist, great start. It's all about the U for today. But UM basketball extended some great hospitality to Team Bahamas, and now the country returned the favor.
The Miami Hurricanes men's basketball team traded campus for paradise, spending a week in Nassau for a preseason retreat at the Grand Hyatt Resort at Baha Mar. Wasn't all a vacation, the Canes still had skill work and team bonding sessions, but also had a chance for a community beach cleanup at Coral Harbor. Bahamas senior men's national team GM LJ Rose Jr. is also the Canes GM and helped bring the program to the Bahamas as they prepare for the upcoming season.
I mean, you couldn't ask for a better situation. Being 20 minutes away, being able to bring the guys here, we plan on doing this annually. We're going to do some stuff in the community as well, and just let these guys know that it's more to basketball. It's a team bonding trip. We're not going to play anybody during this trip, but I think it's been very beneficial so far, and we plan on just finishing strong.
The power's on for now. Let's not make any more jokes. This is a safe space. Here's top plays.
At 5, we get started in TBT. Jacob Hanna has one Bahamas national team appearance, but I mean, if he keeps doing this, might be a spot in the future. At 4, over in the MLB, 2 home runs for Jazz last week, 2 web gems for Jazz this week. Word to Carl Ravitch. At 3, Bo Noah is making a first impression. Bohan Adderley introduces himself to single A baseball with a bomb. Coming in at 2, JJ has done it all, and when the best get together, she's still the best. All-Star Game MVP. From one GOAT to another, you know what had to be number 1 this week. Devon Charlton wins Commonwealth Games gold. Just know she's on the way for the big one. And you know the one I'm talking about.
That'll do it for our sports. This is TanYS, and even if you do this for a living like we do, perspective kinda eludes you. It's tough to grasp what Bahamian athletes consistently do on the international stage, especially with a week like they just had. None of it makes sense being from a place this small. Maybe that's why we struggle how to talk about it, and why we struggle how to honor them properly. But we gotta figure it out before someone else does.
Still ahead on our news tonight, a tourism boom like never before. Barbados is welcoming record numbers of long-stay travelers year after year. Tonight, our Danielle Miller takes us inside the moves that put the island on top as her Bajan adventures continue. Plus, Greg is back in the Weather Center with a look at the latest conditions and what you can expect before the weekend. That's coming up when our news returns.
Sun, sea, good friends.
And bold new flavor has arrived in the Bahamas. Introducing the new Jalapeno Ranch Cheeseburger. Spicy jalapenos, cool ranch, fresh Wendy's beef, one perfect balance. This isn't a heat you run from, you enjoy it. Bring the heat. Keep the cool with Wendy's new Jalapeno Ranch Cheeseburger.
I was just telling my friend I wish I could get my Our News updates sent to my phone, like a WhatsApp message or something, you know?
Haven't you heard?
Well, who say that?
It's me, Jerome, your news godfather, and I'm here to update your life.
Well, how do you plan to update my life exactly? Because I don't think I'm understanding. Care to elaborate?
Our News has launched its broadcast channel, so now most important updates come straight to your WhatsApp.
Dad, so you tell me that I have access to real-time updates and news at 7:30?
Yeah.
This is our news. Welcome back. The tropics remaining quiet. A couple of tropical waves moving across the tropical belt, not showing any organization at this time. So we're looking at some quiet conditions for the next several days as we continue to monitor the tropics. Of course, we are moving into August, and we're going to start to see a little bit of an uptick, possibly by the middle of the month. Some of the models are showing that. But closer to home, we do have that moisture associated with that boundary still across the northwest Bahamas, prompting some showers and some thunderstorms across that area. Department of Meteorology issued some severe thunderstorm warnings for Grand Bahama as well as the Abacos, portions of Eleuthera as well. The moisture will remain in place, but it will slowly lift back towards the north. We do have some Sahara dust still in place with a high pressure ridge dominating, but there's an upper level low spinning just to the south of Puerto Rico. That's going to bring some shower chances across the southeast Bahamas by tomorrow and possibly into the weekend, but the holiday on Monday looks pretty nice. We'll talk about that later on in the extended forecast. Taking a look at the future forecast, moisture across the northwest Bahamas still around, and we do expect 1 or 2 showers. Here comes some of that moisture with that upper level low moving across or near the southeast Bahamas by Saturday, and some of the moisture with that boundary still lifting towards the north on Sunday. Some slight clearing, but Monday we're looking for a couple of spotty to isolated showers across the chain of islands. Boating forecast, northwest and central Bahamas tonight through tomorrow. Your winds will be southeast to south at 10 to 15 knots. Seas running 2 to 4 feet over open waters. High tide is at 10:04 tonight. The low tide takes place at 4:14 in the morning. For the southeast Bahamas, that caution flag remains in place. East to southeast winds at 15 to 20 knots. Seas running 4 to 6 feet. Here's a look now at your national forecast. In the extended forecast, spotty off and on showers, likely Saturday and Sunday. Monday, pretty nice. We may get a spotty shower or two, but those temperatures will stay near the 90-degree mark. Heat indices are in effect or heat warning is actually in effect for the islands. And then we pick up some moisture by the middle part of next week. That's a look at our weather. Make it a safe night. Have a great and safe weekend, everybody.
All right, thanks, Greg. Barbados has announced unprecedented numbers of long-stay tourists. Officials say since the COVID-19 pandemic, each year has surpassed the previous one. So what strategies enabled them to accomplish the boost in arrivals? Tonight, our Danielle Miller has the answer as she continues her Bajan adventures.
Now, for me to arrive in Barbados, it took me 2 flights. For my friend, it took her 3 flights. Now, for others, it may only take them 1 flight. But one thing is evident. People are traveling to Barbados. Following the relaxation of COVID restrictions in 2022, Barbados has experienced a steady rise in long-stay tourist arrivals. In 2022, reports indicated a total of more than 500,000 arrivals. This figure increased to over 630,000. Fast forward to 2025, it increased by nearly 730,000 arrivals, marking the highest annual total ever recorded in the island's history. And it turns out these guests stay an average of 11 to 12 days on the island, with this segment of the industry generating over $1 billion annually, accounting for 45% of the nation's gross domestic product. CEO of the Barbados Tourism Marketing Inc., Andrea Franklin, sharing with me at the country's horse racing event on Thursday that the number of visitors tends to peak during the crop over season.
Well, yes. So normally we have our winter peak season, and then we do have a trough, maybe from May, and that's what we're working hard to kind of flatten out the curve so that we have activity during the summer period to boost arrivals in the summer, and hence why the whole crop over season, the whole crop over festival was really developed.
She also says that the majority of visitors to Barbados come from the United Kingdom. However, they are actively promoting to other markets.
We've always had a good UK market, but in the last 2 years, we've also been having a growing US market, and that was strategically done as we try to build out airlift from the US market. And it really was as a result of intentional action on us in terms of trying to diversify where our visitors come from.
During the event, I was informed that several international influencers were present thanks to Barbados' tourism office. In our discussion, Franklin revealed that their strategy involved analyzing global trends, economic patterns, and enhancing both their digital and physical presence.
Towards the end of 2024, we had about 60,000 additional seats alone from the U.S. market being added to in terms of our seat capacity to the destination. Really
reporting for our news from Barbados, I'm Danielle Miller.
All right, thanks, Danielle, and thank you for joining us for our news tonight. On behalf of the entire team, I'm Jamila Mizik. We'll see you tomorrow evening. Have a great one.